G'day guys, this is Tier and welcome back to another Fallout 76 raid guide. So, with the raids being out, there has been one universal criticism regarding the ability to complete it as a melee player. That being that it's pretty much impossible to do by normal means. Both the starting boss fight and the final boss fight are incredibly hard to fight as a melee player and require a whole lot of finesse and in some cases exploiting or circumventing intended mechanics to pull off. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to take on these bosses as a melee player using said finesse. Let's get into it. Just like my video yesterday guys, all of this is possible and we can do it solo because we have two perk cards. Bullet Shield and Ricochet. These two perks are going to make our reflected bullets from the robot deal double damage back onto itself because we are in power armor. There seems to have been a bit of confusion with the video yesterday and a few commenters got confused. All you need to do to pull off yesterday's tactic and today's tactic is Bullet Shield and Ricochet. Stand still, tank through the damage, and heal up, and the robot will destroy himself. It's as easy as that. You being there with your 4 stars or lack of 4 stars won't bloody change a thing. It'll just help out a little bit if you're actually fighting the robot, but the main component and the main damage that we will be dealing will be reflected damage from those two perk cards. So, same concept here for this. We're going to be allowing the robot to deal damage back onto himself, and then once that shield generator is broken because of that, we'll be able to get in there and do our thing. And like I said yesterday's video, there seems to have been a bit of confusion. No, you don't need 4 stars. I have one applied here, Vipers. That's going to do absolutely nothing for me. I have no poison damage. Let's pretend that's not even there because it's not even there. It's not going to help me at all. And for my armor, I've just got a full set of troubleshooters, strength, sentinels, and choo-choos. Choo-choos is not going to help me. I'm going to show you me doing this firstly without 4 stars and then me with it to show that it can be done both ways. So people can stop complaining about that because for whatever reason, people assumed me showing me doing the method yesterday with 4 stars was required when I said in the video roughly 3 or 2 times that it's not required. You don't need 4 stars. You could do it without 4 stars. I'm just using the 4 stars to make it go a little bit smoother, to show you guys the recommended effects to make it go as smoothly and as quickly as possible. I guess that was lost on some people. Anyway, so that's the weapon. We're going to be using this minigun just to activate Bullet Shield and I guess to heal ourselves while we are letting the robot destroy himself. This is the build we'll be using, just a slightly modified build. Most of the perks don't matter. Like I said, all we will be actually using is Bullet Shield and Ricochet. And these are the legendary perks. I don't play Power Armor on my melee builds, so these aren't fully leveled up. Power Armor Reboot, taking one for the team, and Electrical Absorption, and the rest of those are just for perks. As for buffs, it doesn't really matter too much what we're going to be taking, but you can take some Deathclaw Wellington for extra strength, Company Tea for extra AP regen, and Tasty Mutton Meat Pie for extra melee damage in general. You can also pop some Psycho buffs, do a melee bobblehead, or you can do the Covert Ops magazine that makes you deal more melee damage. I'm not going to go all out just like yesterday's video. Just a few buffs here and there will be more than enough to take this down. You can craft all of these things, super easy, simple, and they'll help out quite a bit. Another buff that is recommended for this is the Adelaide buff. This will give you the human-robot interfacing buff, which will make you take 25% less damage from robots and you will deal 15% damage more to robots. There it is in our effects tab. Now we will be able to take on the bot a little bit easier. So the first method I'm going to be showing you guys involves power armor stacking. All we're going to be doing is taking some power armor frames and placing it down right here. That's going to be it. So all you're going to need to do is stand on the power armor frame and you'll have 60 seconds to destroy the shield generator. And then once it's destroyed, you can then attack it with melee without dying from the insta-kill death field right here on the circle. Okay, so we're going to push the button and then we're going to put down our power armor frame just to give ourselves a little bit of extra time here. There we go, that should be good. Jump on top and we are in position, ready to go. Okay, so here we are. This is all that is required. You'll see all I'm doing is utilizing a heavy weapon to activate Bullet Shield and just Ricochet is always active. Those are the 2 components, those are all you need to make this work. And that, as for the video yesterday, same thing, those are the only things that are required to work. You can see I'm doing 0 damage and the health bar is going down, 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 prices are down. So, For all the people that were leaving comments, mean comments, in the previous video, questioning why I'm using 4 stars, this, that, and the other, in a video where I'm guiding you how to get 4 stars and other rewards from the raids, I think you owe me a little bit of an apology. No, seriously though, there were a lot of people that were heavily confused on yesterday's video. Maybe that's my fault, maybe I didn't put it across as eloquently or as simply as I should have been, but here I am not using any 4 stars at all that would help me. And as you can see, it is working quite well. Oh, don't kill me, blue floor. Before that explosion happens, we got to get into cover. Made it just in the nick of time. And now we're going to take out the second power armor chassis, and we're going to quickly place it down before the bot gets none the wiser. There we go. And we're good to go. Back in position. That's always a bit tricky to do. So make sure you are running like a mad rooter. But as you can see, also a large component, I don't think I touched on it too heavily, but the Vampire's minigun helps a whole lot. It also activates a healing effect as well as bullet shield, so that is very useful in this situation. Yesterday's guide, same thing here guys. You can do the exact same thing just without the power armor frame, so one less step rather. And there we go, he's going to go down fairly soon. Not that crazy of a build, I'm not min-max at all. Oh, somehow I died. But we got him anyway. I hope. Did it count? Yes, checkpointed. Okay, it counted. I don't know how I died there. Maybe my little pinky toe touched the platform when I was moving off, but anyway. We got through that. That one's done. So yeah, that is the first method. It involves placing power armor frames, and it can be quite tricky, especially if you don't kill it in the first burn. Obviously, if you have teammates, if you're farming this like I showed in yesterday's video, you can do it this way with melee, and it technically will be quicker, but it's also more risky. If you're just wanting to do this simply and easiest, if you're just wanting to farm the first boss to get rewards, my video from yesterday, that method will be a less of a headache. It'll be easier to do, but yes, this way will be quicker for all of those lovely people that left multiple comments telling me how quick the auto-axe kills it, as if I wasn't already aware. So, and if you are unaware on how to restart this, go to your data, go to main quests, hover over raid, and click X to reject, whatever the button prompt there is on the bottom of the screen. For me, it's X. We're going to do that, and it will say leave this quest. Yes, we're going to do that, and it will send us out of the instance. And we're just going to simply walk back in, and I'm going to show you guys another method. Let's do that. Alrighty, since I've shown you guys me beating it without any 4-star help, now let's do it with a little bit of help to show you guys how much easier you can make this for yourself once you do have 4 stars unlocked, as was the point with yesterday's video as well. So now we're going to use pandas, since that will help out quite a bit. Extra damage, we'll take it, prepare that as well. And for the armor, I've just simply put on bruises. My survivability is good, and my reflection chances are great with ricochet and bullet shield alone, so I won't chuck on reflective. Instead, I'm just going to use bruises for extra melee damage. That's all that's changed. Let's get a moving. Alright, so the second method is a little bit more tricky, slightly, depending on how it goes. You got to stand on this second ring right here. This little ring, for whatever reason, does not count as a death field. Be careful that the missiles and the bot can push you out of this ring though, and you will get pushed right onto the death field. So careful, easy does it. Right here seems to be a good spot, I think. Yes, we're good, okay. So same deal, we're just going to utilize bullet shield, ricochet, vampires. Let's get that genetic shield system up. Hey mate, how's it going? You have beautiful eyes. And with all these extra 4-star help, we should be able to take down the bot's main health bar in one go, without any dramas at all. But we'll see, it might take 2 burns. This is my first attempt on this one after all. Alright, here we go. Yeehaw. Look at that damage rising. Oh yeah, Pounders is a broken effect right now. God damn, okay. We should be able to just burn this right here, right now. I'm not even going to run for the thing. Room's heating up? Cool, I don't care. Let's burn it and hopefully beat the buzzer. Buzzer beater. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You got it. Yeah, lad. Good job. Alright, so we beat it, so that'll checkpoint and doesn't matter if we die. Nice, easy burn. Let's go. And obviously, both methods are great. The second one, probably a little bit easier and a less stuffing around. You don't have to worry about power armor frames despawning if you're not doing enough damage quickly enough. You don't have to worry about replacing it. However, just showing you guys, both of those methods exist. The second one's definitely more effective. You just have to worry about getting staggered backwards onto the outer ring, or maybe him pushing you. It can happen. It's happened before. And utilizing either one of these methods as a melee player, unfortunately you do have to step into power armor, so your DPS will be down slightly lower, and you have to slot in bullet shield. So you have to mess around with your build a little bit, but that is a viable way to farm the rewards here, as you see. Done it twice now. You can get 4-star effects quite easily. You can get Vulcan pieces to farm for sets. And as I've already shown, you don't need to use 4-star effects. The only absolute requirements, the only must-haves, the only prerequisites are Ricochet, Bullet Shield, and a set of power armor. And obviously being tanky enough to face tank everything that's going on here. Alrighty, and now that we have covered all the ways to do melee against the Guardian bot, let's have a little look-see at how we can do it against the Ultracite Terror, shall we? Fair warning, the first method I'm going to be showing you is basically impossible for 99% of you. I just still want to show it just so that you're all aware of its existence. And the second method is just a pain in the ass. I don't expect anyone to pull it off in a fast manner either. Now, unfortunately, as of right now, for Xbox players, there is no proper way to reliably take down the final boss, the Ultracite Terror, with melee. I'm going to show on screen right now what I'm talking about. This is by a YouTuber slash data miner named Alex. I worked with him and tried to do this myself during the PTS with his coaching, and it's just not possible with a controller. Like literally, it's not possible. You have to favorite, unequip and re-equip to replenish the AP bar of your jetpack, as well as spamming quantums or canned coffee, all at the same time with a press of a hotkey. That's just not possible with a controller, and I'm a controller player. I could have tried to learn it and do it on PC during the PTS, but I didn't have time and I wasn't able to. I failed multiple times. So hats off to Alex. This method right here, and obviously check out his video, he explains how it's done. This method is the only viable way I've seen so far to take out the Ultracite Terror with melee. You have to turn yourself into an Apache helicopter and fly on his face, refreshing your AP, drinking coffee, and taking your jetpack on and off all at the same time while spamming stimpaks to heal and attacking him with the auto axe. It's nuts, and Alex here deserves all of the credit in the world for being able to pull this off. So shout out to him, go subscribe to him, just for that feat alone. Hats off to you, buddy. However, for us console players, Xbox players, PlayStation players, or if you just use a controller on PC, that method is not viable or going to work. So that leaves one option which is not very reliable or time effective. We must cripple the plate of the Ultracite Terror, plate A, plate B, plate C. Every time you cripple a plate, the Terror will come down onto the island, his face will be resting down on the island, and he'll be stunned. When this happens, you'll be able to attack him with your auto axe. Unfortunately, the time it takes to cripple the Ultracite Terror's plates, you might as well have been shooting at it with an actual weapon. It takes far longer to even cripple it than to take it out with the auto axe. So it's just not worth it, unfortunately. I'm showing you guys how it's done and what you need to do, but it's really, really not worth it. So there we have it, guys. Both of the bosses that are quote-unquote unbeatable for melee builds, those are the methods you do it. Those are the tips and tricks that you should take on board to be able to beat these bosses as a melee build. For the Guardian, both are pretty simple and easy. You can do it solo or you can do it on team. Both methods work fine and they're not that hard to pull off. However, for the Terror, they're both very annoying and just not worth it. The one that Alex does, amazing, incredible, hats off to him like I said, and I don't expect anyone to do that. I can't even do that. I tried and I even got him to help me like I said. He coached me when we were on PTS, and I just couldn't do it. I'm too used to my controller. I got close, don't get me wrong, I got close, but I could not pull it off, and so far Alex is one of the only people I've seen do it and pull it off successfully. So yeah, congrats to you, mate. It's absolutely incredible. However, I'm still showing it because it is clearly a method that works, and this is what that video is about, how to beat these bosses with melee builds. The second method, where you cripple a plate and then force it to be crippled and stunned on the ground, that's also just not worth it. It's only stunned for like 5 seconds. It's not enough time to deal any substantial amount of melee damage. Even if you've got a whole team of melee builds all on board dishing out damage with the auto axe, the time it takes to just cripple the plate after plate after plate, it's too time consuming, so you might as well have just been shooting at the eyes the whole time, getting your criticals on the eyes, left and right, just dealing that extra damage. It's really not worth it, but it is doable. I'm sure you could cripple plate A, do some melee damage, cripple plate B, do some more melee damage, cripple plate C, deal even more melee damage, so on and so forth, keep doing it. That is possible, but I don't think that it's worth doing at this stage in the game. I don't know, I'm sure there's a way that all of this could be balanced and work better. Like I said guys, this video is just showcasing all of the ways that this can be done for both of the bosses that people are saying you cannot beat with melee builds. It can be done, it's just a little bit tricky. So guys, I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something, and if you want to try this out for yourself, let me know how it goes down in the comments below. And until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Let's roll the outro. That's going to do it for me. A massive shout out to all of my channel members. You're all legends, and thank you for your continued support on the channel. If you like what I do here and you'd like to support me further, then consider becoming a member or check out my merch store. We've got a lot of great designs and benefits, so be sure to check that out in the description. And while you're down there, chuck me a follow on my other social medias and join my Discord. Subscribe if you're new and like the video if you've enjoyed. I've been Tia, and I'll catch us in the next one. Welcome to Valhalla.